From the start, Republicans came out against this. Mitch McConnell, John Boehner rejecting the deal. In fact, McConnell called it a further left version of what he proposed 2 years ago. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think the president's making a good faith effort. You know, he keeps coming up with proposals like some entitlement reform, like corporate tax cuts. And at some point, I think the parties, the Republicans have to say yes, if indeed they want a deal. And I think that's one of the basic questions. You know, Chris, there are people here for whom gridlock is success. And so you can always negotiate a deal if both sides want to get there. But if one side or the other simply doesn't want a solution, then it's very hard. But, you know, I give the president credit. He's trying to make some gestures in the direction that the Republicans have been looking for, particularly on reducing the corporate tax rate. And, you know, maybe they don't like the details of what he's proposing, but, hey, let's start talking. That's the only way this is going to get solved.
Well, not all the Democrats like it either. Harry Reid says the president is already giving too much. In broader negotiations with Republicans, for example, he opened the door to change CPI, which, of course, is changing the way the cost of living is calculated for Social Security. Bottom line, to your point, how do you get anyone to come to an agreement on agreement in anything in this polarizing environment where we are right now?
Well, you know, we've seen that we can come to agreement on some tough issues. Immigration, last week we did student loans on a bipartisan basis. The problem is the budget issues really get to the core values of the two parties.
But
on the
what
Democratic
about the House?
side, they don't want
issue,
to. Well,
right?
Oh yeah, but you get to the House, it's, you know, the Democrats don't want entitlement reform, particularly the Republicans don't want any new revenues to the government. It's really hard to resolve an issue where, you know, the basic fundamental differences between the parties about the scope and scale of the federal government are at stake. However, you know, the president's talking about economic development. I think the best thing the Congress could do for economic development in the country is pass a budget. It almost doesn't matter what's in it, just to show that we're competent. I mean, that would electrify the country, that, you know, we can get things done down here by talking to each other. So I don't give up. I'm a congenital optimist, and I think there are some discussions going on that may lead to some kind of bargain to get out of this mess.
But how do you remain optimistic, Senator, when the Senate did pass a budget and you couldn't get it through the House?
Well, you just, because you got to keep talking, and I think there was a lull there. The House passed their budget, the Senate passed their budget, and there were some discussions. What worries me is, you know, we've lost 3 or 4 months. Now we've got, you know, basically 2 months before the end of the fiscal year, and here we are in crisis land again. It's pretty frustrating, but you know, hope springs eternal. And as I say, under the surface, a bit, we've seen some bipartisan work going on, and I see a lot of it going on in the committees. It's just this big issue of the budget, which reflects the larger issue of, you know, what's the role of the federal government. That's really what's at stake here, and this is an argument that's been going on for 200 years, but we've never been to a place where we simply can't do the public's business. That's where we are now, and that's the biggest problem I see.
I'm watching the president's motorcade, Senator, and we only have just a few seconds, but he's arriving on Capitol Hill. What do you want to hear from him or ask him today?
Well, I want to hear from him about, you know, how we can make this work and get Republican votes. Just firing up the Democrats isn't going to do it. Nothing works around here if you got a Democratic president, Republican House, Democratic Senate with Republican power because of the filibuster. The arithmetic is it's got to be bipartisan. And I'm hoping to see the president reach out across the aisle while holding on to the Democrats and try to come to some solution. As I say, I think the best thing we could do for the country is just, you know, start acting like we know what we're doing. That would be a refreshing change.
Senator Angus King with a statement I think many constituents all around the country would agree with. Thank you. It's good to see you, sir.
Thank you, Chris.
Jackie, let's talk a little bit about this meeting. As we saw, the president